Okay,
Here we
we're
are.
back.
We're
All
going to
right.
talk about the Fool card.
Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and take a video of it so that if anybody's watching this on the YouTube channel, they'll be able to see the cards that we're using. So tonight, I did want to talk about the Fool, so I guess that's a good reason to talk about it. And the artist is
Jane Lyle.
Jane Lyle.
Yeah.
And this is the Fool card. It is a 0 in the Arcana infrastructure.
Yep, and that's the major arcana.
And it looks like a lot of the symbolism is similar to the one that's the Rider-Waite deck.
Yeah.
Rider-Waite-Smith deck, like the puppy and the fish and the cliff.
And today, the reason we pulled this is because that is today's card. Today is the Fool Day. The Fool card day.
It sounds like a good one to talk about, at least. And I'm going to read from a book I won't show, but it's called Kabbalistic Concepts by William Gray. And there's 2 paragraphs of that in the meditation technique that he has for tapping into the source.
Yeah.
That I like to contemplate on. So those are the 2 things. And the way his perception of how to get to that state is similar to how I perceive the Fool card's mind to be.
Okay.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay.
So did you want to read?
Yeah, well, just, the Fool appears, its message is about faith and fearlessness and taking the first fresh step in your area of life. So the cards, it's, even if there's a fear or anxiety, it's saying, hey, start that new phase in your life. It's a strong pull. Don't let anything hold you back. And, free yourself. And you see the Fool on the imagery of him just kind of prancing around. He's finding adventure and exploring. So,
he is kind of lax about it too. Like,
he's a prancer.
Johnny Go Lucky, or lately, or whichever he is. Lucky and late, I think.
Yeah, so read us that excerpt.
Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. It's just 2 different paragraphs, really. Let me find my place in here.
Yep. So you've got it there?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Now, I'll kind of go into the premise. He's talking about you have to go into a concept of what came before the beginning of the universe, like that there was nothing. Mm-hmm. And I've watched science symposiums and all kinds of stuff. That is anti-science. To say that there was nothing before the beginning, that's not pro-science. Science is like, that makes no sense at all. We're scientists. Right. That does not make sense.
Right. So
this is anti-science in that way. There isn't much that comes out of me that is, but this may, to some, be perceived that way.
Okay.
But what he's talking about is nothing, the concept of nothing. So let us think about this for a bit. Ideas of nothing frighten most ordinary Westerners. All they can think of is death, destruction, ruin, poverty, and the absolute worst of everything they can imagine. For the average materially minded Westerner, things mean wealth, possession, powers, prosperity, all he wants out of life, while no thing means exactly the reverse. He finds it almost impossible to face the fact that physical death deprives him of all his things in a split second. He knows this well enough deep inside himself, but he would rather not confront it consciously. The last thing he wants is to admit that his things will only last a lifetime, whereas his nothing is going to last forever, right? So then I want to do this paragraph too. Yeah. The reason I want to do this paragraph is because a long time ago I asked somebody about something about religion and St. Paul, and I just couldn't figure out what it was I was reading when I was reading it. And I was told that St. Paul at the time, because the philosophy of Greece was there and a lot of other things, that he was referring to something called the perfect peace profound. Right? The peace that passes understanding, right? It's not just something you found in church, but that's what church people repeat. But back then, that was all over the place. Everybody was rapping about perfect peace. right? So so much so that the Rosicrucian order, which is one of the mystical orders that's still active today, uses the concept of the perfect peace profound. And I think it can be found in the naivete of the fool because of this paragraph that I'm going to read to you. And then I'll be finished with my spiel.
The fool is saying, hey, I don't know where I'm going exactly, but it's an adventure.
Right. It's a little bit of a mystery. And if you look at it that way, the fool is a tabula rasa. He has no, nothing in his record.
Yep.
You know, he's
fearlessly stepping into the unknown.
Yeah, exactly.
So go for it.
Probably the bravest of the cards.
Yeah, the bravest.
So here, let me find it again.
Boldness and faith. That's right. Taking courage.
And how ironic. Without the faculty of faith, we cannot do much. It is the prerequisite for all action. Strange to say, the greatest faith attainable is to believe so firmly in nothing that anything becomes possible. That is the sort of faith we need at the start of a mystical journey through our Western inner tradition. Our Western inner beliefs are grounded on this ultimate, sometimes we call it no thing, sometimes God, but probably the most acceptable definition so far is the old Rosicrucian one, the perfect peace profound. That is what Western mystics and magicians mean when they say, when they think of nothing, a state of perfection, of peace, and of profundity utterly beyond any human comprehension. It is the nil, or nothing, from which comes all. Ex nihil omnis est, says the Latin. To coin a useful word, we can combine the Latin words and make omnihil to signify the basis of our magical beliefs. It might be well to put out that a mystic is one who is contemplative and inward thinking, while a magician is of the like philosophy but is dynamic and outgoing.
Oh, yes, contemplative.
Contemplative.
I like that word.
Me too. That's me all day
You're
long.
sounding very smart.
Oh, thank you. I repeat what I read. I repeat words that I've read in books.
Well, I can't lay claim to genius like you, but I can say that the Fool represents for love, in the area of love. If you get the Fool card, it's a need for a fresh start, to be fearless, to move forward, you know. And even if it's maybe a new relationship, or even at your existing relationship, you're taking it into a new direction. There's a shift, a newness, and something that's ready to grow.
That's true.
Yeah. So, but sometimes, you know, if you have the Fool card and you have a partner that has like the no strings attached mindset, they say proceed with caution.
Mm-hmm. I can see that. So what's can I ask the inverse of the Fool card? What's the opposite of the Fool?
Well, it's not the opposite,
no, not the opposite,
but the reversed. If you get the Fool card upside down in your reading, that means you're ignoring your own common sense and you might be engaging in risky behavior. So that's like kind of look before you leap. It's a warning to check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I think both directions on the Fool card might be, you know. Although the upright Fool is very much the go into it, be brave, and know that something greater is in front of you.
And that's why with career and work, the Fool card says, invites you to take risks, and it says, you know, step out of the box. So sometimes there's bold actions are scary. It triggers, you know, a fresh environment and change, and perspectives are definitely needed to support, you know.
That's true.
Support you in work.
So that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and start the next tune, and here's what's funny.
Okay.
I can also tell you the name of the song without breaking copyrights, because all the rest of the songs on the show, when I cut out the music so I don't get in trouble for that, is Crystal Ball. That's the name of the next song. So I'm going to go ahead and play Crystal Ball. And to any listeners tonight that tuned in to talk about zombies, I'm actually going to talk about that tomorrow. I had the label wrong on the show.
Zombies, wait a minute.
I clicked on the wrong show.
So I just want to say, do you say fool or do you say foo? I'm just
I say
kidding.
fou because I use the Marseille deck. It's en français. En français, le fou.
The foo. Okay.
That's right, le fou.
All right. So let's listen to music and we'll be back.
Here we there. Okay, here we are.
Yeah, we are back. And whew, that was a little rough
Yeah,
for
sorry,
me.
sorry,
Woo.
sorry, Psychic Medium 3. You know, Ingve Malmsteen is probably one of the most talented electric guitar players. And anyway, I understand, but still, he's a good artist. And the song was called Crystal Ball, so I was trying to go with the divination.
Perfect match, but
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, there you go. I know. I promise to go back to the more mellow stuff on your behalf. I promise.
So we have pulled another card. It is Emperor. The Emperor, which is the Emperor is all about rules and structures and stability, and
Can you take a photo of it?
and that's almost opposite of the Fool card. Almost opposite.
That is true. He is like the man in charge. He's the big king.
He's power, control, discipline. So when you get the Emperor card, then you can understand that something is dominating your life. And it's saying that you need to step into your own personal power. It's also connected to rational and logical thinking. It's also saying control your emotions, you know?
Yes, that's true. It seems like the leadership folks get that, and the enlisted folks don't in the military.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And usually when I get this card for somebody, that does show leadership. This is the leadership card right here.
It's true. It's also experience. Sometimes experience is that the Emperor card. The Emperor is the Emperor because he's been through the ropes.
Yes. And if you get it in the area of love, okay, then it can mean that you need to take control of your love life and establish healthy boundaries between you and the other person. Yes, so that's super important. The communication piece, as well as establishing healthy boundaries, very important in love.
Yeah, yeah. You know, that's something that takes a moment for people to figure out between each other. But I think if your intent is to do that, then that's how it works.
Right.
In a positive way.
It really does.
Yeah.
But if you get the Emperor card with career or work, it's saying, you know, that you have leadership potential to encourage you to be assertive, take initiative in projects, and that you will be very successful. And of course, there is the reverse.
I'm scared of the reverse of the Emperor.
Well, no, the reverse is saying that, you know, maybe you're trying too hard to assert your will over others, or trying to force something to happen. So it's a call for rebalancing.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that for now.
Right.
I am. Yeah, I could see that.
So that's
in the reverse.
In the reverse.
Yeah.
Okay. So we encourage callers to call in, and we'll draw and pull a card for you.
Definitely so. Our tarot show readings, I hope that it does become something that people are able to call in and get a reading for. So, you want me to go ahead and play the next crystal ball?
Okay, I hope it's not scary.
No, it's not. It's much more mellow. This time, this is by a guy. And now let me just tell you, I know that I'm breaking the rules by naming the artist when it comes to the copyright. I'll just cut this part out for the YouTube stuff. But this is the artist. Okay, that was the artist formerly known as Prince. But that was back when he was just Prince. So that was Prince.
Oh, really?
With Crystal Ball.
Prince. Yeah. Okay, I like Prince.
He was from New Jersey, you know.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So now Jeremy pulled the star card, star card,
get my video
which is a symbol of hope, healing, and inspiration around. And you know what? The star card, it always brings hope, healing, and inspiration in any reading, whether it's upright or even reversed. And, you know, for years, for centuries, people use the stars to guide them, right? And it acts as a compass.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
That was really the only way to navigate around back when.
Right. It's almost a compliment to that Fool card, because the star would be the compass for the Fool.
That's true.
Yeah, yeah. And it encourages you to look for signs, consult astrological charts, and ask for directions. It's like, it's all about having hope and a confirmation that this isn't the end of the road. There's more to the future, because the future is never ending.
Wow.
Yes.
I do like the star card.
Yeah.
You know.
So what does it mean to you? What does it symbolize to you, Jeremy?
The guiding light aspect of it, actually. It's always, you know, I've said that we all have aspects of each of the cards in all of us and that kind of stuff. So I look at the star as that. This personality of this card is meant to show direction.
Yep.
Is to be something to go towards the light kind of thing, you know. So
right.
I find it to be one that helps with alignment, aligning energies.
And sometimes, like, if you get it in a love, you know, if you're asking about your love life and you get the star card, then that means that some aspect of your love life is needing to be worked on or healed in a positive way. So, you know, it's like you're struggling, but it's encouraged you to don't give up. Whether you're single or married or in a relationship, don't give up. Timing is the key, and to have faith in the divine energy, that with positive divine energy that you can overcome those challenges.
I like that. Put faith in the divine energy is probably what I meant by the direction.
Yeah,
like you're looking for the arrow to point the right way.
Yes. Yes.
Too many mysteries make it hard to solve an unsolvable, undesirable riddle. So I think the star makes it easier to define things that way.
That's right. The star. Yeah, and it's also can be your connection with animals. Yeah, I find that some people get this card when they're very connected.
How about with business? What are we looking at there?
With career?
Yeah, career.
Well, that's again a sign of hope that something good is waiting for you just over the horizon. You know, when it comes to creative fields of communication, entertainment, healing, study. It's like your dreams can come true if you match the stars in your eyes with effort. And it's encouraging you, don't give up, you know, keep trying to do what you need to do to be able to push forward.
I like both of the songs I have on my tarot playlist on the website, but I'm not going to play those tonight. But I do like both of those. Those are great.
Yeah. And before we go, like reversed, remember it's not the opposite.
Okay, yes.
It is reversed as focusing on healing and restoring yourself. That's, you know, it's more of a focus on your healing your inner self.
Okay.
If it's reversed.
Yeah.
So yeah, fun.
Okay. So instead of looking to go forward at the direction, it's more of looking inside for the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because some people are not able to push forward, like say if they've had a harsh breakup and they want to move forward and date again someday or whatever, they're not ready until they heal on the inside.
This is so true.
Yeah. So you have to take that time of the grieving and the healing, and then you can push forward in a positive way.
Yeah. It's hard to argue with that crowd.
Yeah.
All right.
So what's next?
Well, no surprise. It's a song titled Crystal Ball.
Okay.
This one just is not quite as cool 80s rock and roll as the other one.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see what you got.
This one's mellow. Here we go. 2, 1. There we go.
Hey, everybody. We're back.
Hello.
Yeah.
So that was the reading for tonight. Was the Fool, Emperor, and Star cards. So.
Right. Wrapping it up, it means that, well, for tonight, even though you may not know where you're going, take the power with the Emperor card and use the compass and hope, and you will get to where you need to go. So with that, we'll say enjoy your day and bless everyone.
Right, exactly.
So,
and I guess the whole spiel with you can find the radio station and our information on aroundthemulberrybush.com and TikTok and Instagram as mulberrybush9340, and then Psychic Medium Tree at psychicmediumtree.com is where Psychic Medium Tree services can be found as well for private readings and things along those lines.
Yeah, so enjoy your night. Thanks
Yes,
again.
thanks
See you
again.
next time.